What if you could have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself. As the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century, Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Walk-off home run. Here's a shot to the right side. This is shaping up to be a strike right side too. Oh!
Grab a cup of coffee. It's day 2 of the Appalachian Athletic Conference baseball tournament, and it gets underway here this morning from Kingsport, Tennessee, where today we see the first game of the day feature teams in a win-or-go-home situation, the Rams of CIU and the Eagles of Reinhardt. Good morning, everybody. I'm Mark Shelley alongside Lorenzo Robinson, and a day 2 jam-packed of games that we expect maybe not as lopsided as we saw in day 1, which is pretty typical of what you see in the opening round. But in the second round, especially here in the losers bracket, it's win or go home. So we're going to hopefully see the best out of these two teams.
Absolutely. One could only hope that we have a situation where we're going to have these teams play their absolute hardest, understanding the stakes, understanding what's on the line. Should be a whole lot of fun.
So the Rams and the Eagles will take to the field and begin this opening game of day 2. Jam-packed day. We'll get to see the two teams that didn't get to play in day 1. And we say didn't get to play, earned the right not to play. We'll see Milligan and Johnson later on today here from Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, home of the Axemen, the Appalachian Summer League team. But today, it is a continuation of the AAC tournament. The Rams, being the lower seed, they are the visiting team. Reinhardt, they are the home team, so they will bat second. Reinhardt will send out Ty Pangborn, and he's 3-5 on the season with a 7.92 ERA. He'll get the nod here in a win-or-go-home scenario for this side, coached by Brett Lindsay. And he'll face a lineup of the Rams that started off pretty hot in their game yesterday, but just had nothing to show for it other than the one run that came early in the game to a very good SMC Pioneers side.
Yeah, and initially it appeared that they were going to be very game and up for the challenge. A team that's not really known for their offensive prowess per se. Playoff baseball, you have to expect the unexpected. Unfortunately, they did regress to the mean a little bit as that game went on.
Well, the lineup is Daniel Sidoti, Jennings Green, Corbin Wright, Maddox Smith, Kai Smith, Quinn Jackson, Aaron Guthrie, David Mora, and Aiden Pomnitz for the Rams. So the second baseman, Daniel Sidoti, gets the nod here to go first and lead us off, as we'll see the first pitch from Pangborn to get day 2 of the tournament underway. And the first pitch is high, misses for ball one, and we are officially underway. Under the floodlights here, we got an overcast sky, a little bit of rain overnight and this morning, but it's parted, and from what looked to be a doom and gloom type of day, and we were questioning whether or not we'd play any games today, looks as though the radar has worked in our favor, and we may get some baseball really all 4 games potentially.
I don't ever want to act like I'm a meteorologist of sorts, but it did appear that we were going to be on the verge of having a rain out, so it's nice to see everything clear out for today.
Pangborn behind here, 2-0, and will earn one back as Sidoti goes around and misses, and it's 2-1. Sidoti yesterday in that game was in the 3 spot and did pretty well. Went 2 for 4. Had a double to lead off the game and ultimately was stranded at third. The man in front of him, Kai Smith, in that game came around to score on behalf of the RBI sacrifice by Corbin Wright. And then in the 3rd inning had a single as well before 2 more groundouts to end his day. As the count goes 2-2 here. And Pangborn delivers, and that's taken down the left field line, and it's in foul territory, and it's going to get out. And no play able to be made, so we'll try 2-2 again. Kind of one of those sticky days with all the humidity and.
Yeah, it feels like we're in South Florida or something.
Got to get the tiny little sweat, and you're just sticky on your arms. And 2-2 will miss, and after the foul ball by Sidoti, it comes back to be a 3-2 count, and it'll go full. So the payoff pitch from Pangborn, that'll miss high and inside. It's ball 4, and we'll send the leadoff batter down to first, and a strong start for the Rams. They get a leadoff base runner, and Pangborn will try to battle back here as he faces the second batter in the order in Jennings Green.
We saw how important it was yesterday in those games to get that leadoff man on base and how that can really spell something special for you in these innings. It can really put you behind the 8 ball if you're unable to do so as well.
So Pangborn has a man to his back as the righty delivers out of the stretch. Showing bunt is Green. And that'll go for ball 1. Green yesterday, he would have liked to have a more successful day. Went 0 for 3, including a strikeout and grounding into a 1-2-3 double play. So a chance here at redemption in a winner-go-home game in his first at-bat. Shows bunt again. It's a well-placed bunt down the third base side. He's going to try to beat it out. He will not. It's out number 1, but he does his job, moves the runner, play the small ball, put a runner in scoring position.
Definitely. We're seeing a little bit of what CIU was able to do yesterday, just trying to string at least 1 run along here in this first inning, hoping that early start, that fast start can possibly give them a better chance to win today.
So Sidoti stands 180 feet from home plate and represents the opening run of the ball game. Corbin Wright will come in, batting .312 on the season. And a righty-on-righty matchup here as the third batter settles in and takes strike 1. Wright had that RBI, but other than that, found himself striking out, flying out to center, but did reach on an error in the 6th inning of the game against Spartanburg Methodist, but he was held there at first base beyond that. Count will move to 1-1. Backside of the battery for Pangborn is Ryan Stevens. He got the nod yesterday as well. Down at first base, it's Juan Morales. Over at second, Luis Dion. Third base is Cade Chamley, and the shortstop is a change today. Miguel Salazar will come in to play the 6th spot. Left field, Cannon Dorsey. Right field is Cedric Cullors, and in between them it's Jackson Raines, as he was in yesterday's game. So a 1-2 count here at the plate for Corbin Wright. Third batter of the inning. Falling behind, and Pangborn out of the stretch, checks back to his second base. Sees the runner who will stay. That bounces in. Stevens, good block. It stays in front. He checks down to the runner and will return it to his pitcher.
Sorry, that was instinct. Usually you
So 4 games today as we had yesterday. This one is the 7 and 9 matchup. Rams are the 9 seed. CIU the 7 seed. Then Milligan against Bryan. Top seeded Milligan. They had the bye yesterday. Bryan a big 9-1 win. As that's hit into the gap out to center field. And a base hit will put runners on the corners with 1 out. As Sidoti, who represents the first run of the ball game, stands down at third. And Wright is aboard at first.
And a real opportunity here for CIU to try to start fast again like they did yesterday, trying to put some early pressure on the Eagles.
Mentioned that second game coming up later. Bryan beating Reinhardt 9-1. Only run that came across was in the 8th inning. Charlie Smith scored that one.
Darken the camera one shade.
1 away, runners on first and third. And the 4th batter of the inning, a swing and a miss there for Maddox Smith, who comes into the lineup today. He's in the DH spot and batting 4th. Smith, .250 on the season. Has been able to make solid contact. He's got 4 doubles and a home run in amongst his 14 hits over the campaign. 1-1 count. Both runners on the corners take their leads. 1 away. As it'll be a 1-2 count here as Smith falls behind. Kai Smith is in the on-deck circle. Quinn Jackson, the other addition to the lineup. That is a change from yesterday. And then the actual order shuffled around as well. Pangborn. Runners to his left and right, comes home. That's high and inside, and it's 2-2. So an early jam here for Pangborn, and if you're the Rams, especially with how you started yesterday before eventually SMC decided to show up and get the offense going in the second inning, sit there and say, if we can use that, replicate that effort, bounce back, as that's a strikeout for Smith. But if you can strike first here, especially in this winner go home, it can really boost you. And we almost saw sort of 2 different emotions yesterday. CIU, despite the loss, still felt as though they were hanging around, even though it was a 9-1 game. They still felt like they had a good number of chances in that game to try to score and say, hey, maybe against somebody who isn't as powerful as SMC, we can come away with a win and stay alive here. Reinhardt almost looked a little more deflated after their loss to Bryan in that first game.
Yeah, and again, speaking to those 2 different emotions that we saw, CIU, in some respects, feel like they had their opportunities to win. They had runners on. They just were not able to bring them along. And then again, that phenomenal offensive performance from Spartanburg Methodist lifting them. Reinhardt, they were hanging around, but it wasn't necessarily what they were doing to hang around. It was just a matter of time before Bryan eventually picked it up. It just didn't seem like the Eagles had much of a chance going in. So we'll see which team is able to take control early and which emotion will reign true in the early stages of this one. I'd watch to see the pressure that gets put on these pitching staffs early, though.
Wright's been in the center of attention on now 2 throws. Over at first, got into a half-hearted pickle. They were just keeping the runner in check. Now he takes a fake go, and we'll come back as that comes home to miss, and it's ball 2. And 2-0. Out in front is Kai Smith, the shortstop.
Winner go home situations you'd expect, especially if you're getting some early trouble, some quick hooks from these coaches.
1 for 4 yesterday, came around and was the first run to score was Smith. As that'll miss, and Smith way out in front here. He's out in front 3-0. So he's going to get the stop sign signal and try to hold off on this with 2 outs. Runners in the corner. You want to be patient here and force him to deliver a strike. And he will. So Pangborn gets one back, but still work to do. And if you're Smith, you're salivating at a 3-1 opportunity. Right at first, Sidoti can be the go-ahead opening run. He's at third. Need to be careful on those checkbacks to first. You misplace that pickoff attempt, keeping the runner in check, and Sidoti easily glides home. 3-1. Pangborn comes home. And it's a full count as slicing it foul into the backstop is Smith.
So see how I'm communicating? That's what you guys kind of, you know what I mean? I don't even care if it gets on the feet. Just call it out.
The senior out of Key West, Florida, settles back into the batter's box. Pangborn comes home. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. He got him. And back-to-back strikeouts to end what was a dicey situation with one out and runners on the corners. But Pangborn battles through and keeps the Rams off the board, and a chance for the Eagles to try to strike first as we go to the bottom of the first. Juan Morales, Cade Chamley, and Jackson Raines, the 1, 2, 3 in the order to start things off for the Eagles.
What if you could have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself. As the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century, Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
As we move to the bottom of the first, CIU knocking on the door, but the door slams shut. Great work by Ty Pangborn to battle back. 2 straight strikeouts of Maddox Smith and Kai Smith send us to the bottom of the first. And that's where Juan Morales will take the first at-bat for the Eagles of Reinhardt. And he will face Campbell Denton. The freshman, 3-4 in this campaign, 5.18 ERA. And the lefty will take to the hill in a win-or-go-home scenario for the Rams. And Morales will settle in. He's at first base today. Back into the battery is David Mora for CIU as that misses inside, and off and running is Denton with a ball 1.
We'll see if the Reinhardt bats can come alive here in this game. They were very quiet in that first matchup against Bryan. The Eagles, they do have a few different guys that can get involved and really make life difficult for pitching staffs. Held at bay yesterday. We'll see what they could do here in the winner-go-home scenario.
Reinhardt mustering up just 3 hits in that 9-1 loss to the Lions in our opener yesterday. And the 1 run did score. Morales trying to replicate the effort. He did pick up 1 of those hits. And now he's a leadoff base runner, and just like the Rams started offensively in the top half of the inning, it's a leadoff walk from the opposition pitcher to put the leadoff runner aboard. It was Stevens and Cullors who had the other 2 hits in yesterday's game for the Eagles. Here's Cade Chamley. He's at the hot corner down at third. He's the second batter of the inning.
Are you ready to follow if he goes first?
Chamley stands in, takes strike 1 of the at-bat. So no outs, and the leadoff man is aboard, and Morales down at first. Chamley reached on an error, got over to second, with a steal and then advanced from second over to third on a balk and was the second closest, other than the man who scored in Smith.
So that if he runs, you can follow.
Shamley's a veteran member of this lineup. He was a part of those teams that went back-to-back on AAC regular season titles in 24 and 25. He was a very valued member of those lineups, so he's seen a ton of postseason baseball over the course of his career.
Did pick up the RBI in the 8th inning to drive in Smith. 1-2. It's high, levels out. Morales takes those stutter steps off of first, cuts back, and it's tough for the Eagles if they try to work a man into scoring position away from the pitch, with the lefty being able to just turn his head to the side and stare down at first base. So he's got an easy jump, but trying to contort the body that way. It's easy for a right-handed pitcher to throw, harder for them to catch the eye of first base, and vice versa for the lefty. Good 2-2 battle here. Second at-bat of the inning. I beg your pardon. Third at-bat of the inning.
Can you do a close-up on the picture?
No, it's not. It's the second at-bat of the inning. I got really confused there. I look out at the scoreboard here at Hunter Wright Stadium out in right field. They still have one out put up there. I was going to say there's now 2 men on as Chamley walks.
It's a first, sorry.
2 men on, and there we go. Now they fixed it. They took it off. That's why I was like, he's the second batter. Wait, he's the third batter. No, he's not. He's the second. My coffee hasn't kicked in yet.
Perfect.
Takes a little bit.
Yeah, it's gotta soak in there.
Nice and tight, so.
By the 4th inning, we'll be flying. So Morales over at second after being forced there from Chamley's walk down to first, and that brings up Jackson Rains, the center fielder. He'll settle in. I mentioned Mora is the other end of the battery as he picks that one out of the dirt that misses for ball 1. Down at first is Corbin Wright. He got on board in the top half of the inning. Over at second is Daniel Sidoti. At third is Aaron Guthrie and Kai Smith in between. At shortstop, left field is Jennings Green. Out in center field is Aiden Pomnitz. As that throwdown gets into center field, but no harm, no foul, as both runners will stay put. So Pomnitz out in center field, and over in right field is Quinn Jackson, who is one of the 2 new additions to the lineup here in their second game of the tournament. 1-0 count at the plate. And Rains will take strike 1. It's an inside strike, kind of peeled that shoulder inside, but it's still chalked up against him.
Up to this point, I've been very impressed with the approach of the Reinhardt batters thus far, really trying to make Campbell didn't get them out, not giving them anything easy.
Well, that's taken high out to right center field. Catch is made by Jackson. He'll throw in. Runner will go to third. The other will hold at first. And so, just like we saw in the top half of the inning, 1 out and runners on the corners. Let's see if the Eagles can do what the Rams could not.
Left fielder, Cannon Dorsey.
So Cannon Dorsey, he will come in as the 4-hole hitter.
Getting close on him. Perfect.
Dorsey, the native of Columbia and transfer from Anderson. And the lefty awaits the first pitch of the at-bat. That drops in, strike 1.
Third runs home, you can see it.
Cannon Dorsey, another guy who was a part of those teams that were so successful from past seasons, but he didn't really have too large of a role on those squads. He's seen his role elevate this year, and he's definitely come through batting at .318 this season.
Morales is down at third after being walked aboard. So too was Chamley. He's still at first after the fly out to center by Rains has moved 1 runner into scoring position. 90 feet from the first run of the ball game is Morales. As Dorsey sets in for a 1-1. Runner goes to second, and he'll have to come back as that's fouled back toward us and just to our left-hand side. Partner, we had a couple yesterday that got up here, got a little close. I think the closest one was that one that hit kind of, a few feet down from the window, down to our right-hand side. But they get up here, they can just roll up this netting. They always think about the fans. No one ever thinks about the booth. It's just, they can fend for that. They can shut the windows if they see it coming,
that's
right?
Exactly the thought process.
1-2 the count. And Denton just wants to break up the momentum. He'll throw over to first.
I'm going to try to darken this camera next door.
Pangborn got into a similar situation. He got out of it in the top half of the inning. So now Denton's turn. And he's ahead in the count at the plate. And he'll sit down his man as Dorsey swings and reaches at that low outside strike. And guess what? Very similar. The fourth batter of the inning in the top half was a strikeout for second. And what did he come back to do? Pangborn got Smith, the 5-hole hitter, with a strikeout as well. That's Dion, so we'll see if it can be a perfect match for match. 5 hitters, ends it with 2 strikeouts. Denton would love nothing more than to keep this game scoreless and get out of this.
Yeah, don't say deja vu, huh?
Show me the guy at bat now, please.
A 1-0 count as that misses outside. Again, after the Milligan-Bryan game, then it's Pikeville and Truett-McConnell. Truett-McConnell putting up the most offense of any of the teams that fell in day one.
See if they come home plate.
They put 3 in that 13-3 decision that ended in 7 innings, as wearing that off the shoulder is Dion. And that pitch gets away from Denton. And now it's bases loaded, 2 outs, and all 3 have reached without contact. Back-to-back walks to start the inning, and Dion reaches with a hit by pitch. So Brock Sissons will step up to the plate, the right-handed batter into the lineup today. He's the DH.
Right now, zoom out so I can see if they come to home plate.
He'll take a big cut at the first offering, and always have to keep your nerves in check when you walk up and bases are loaded in front of you, especially in your first at-bat of the tournament.
Perfect, that's good.
And we touched on sort of the feeling that we saw from those Reinhardt players yesterday, really down after that game. Well, what type of pick-me-up could it be if you're able to find a way to string a run or 2 together in this situation and really inspire some belief in that dugout?
Denton's got a 1-1 here. Sissons, 255 on the season. He'll swing at this. It's going to stay in the yard. It is foul. Trying to track to it is right, and right at the gate to, I was going to say to the bullpen, but to the bullpen waiting room, I guess, over there with the benches for the pitching staff. I'll sit there and wait for the nurse to come out, say their name. Hey, you're into the bullpen. That drops, so the at-bat will continue.
Tad to the right for me if you can.
Has driven in 25 runs, has Sisson.
Perfect, that's good, that's perfect.
28 hits, so not bad if you can almost go a run per hit, as he'll take this one foul. It's down the same area, but a lot further, and straighten that out. It's at least to the warning track. Could have spelled trouble, and now if you're Sisson, maybe an extra pick-me-up and a breath of fresh air and relief comes for Denton. So only just 1 jack yesterday, and it was a well-hit one off the scoreboard. The 1-2, fouled again. Good battle here with the bases loaded for Brock Sisson and Campbell Denton.
Go nice and tight to him. That's good.
Miguel Salazar, should this inning be extended, as the batter who waits in the on-deck circle.
Just on home plate.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 1-2, hit over to second. Fielded on the hop, settled, thrown to first in time, and out of the bases loaded jam. as Sissons is retired. Campbell Denton battles back, gets the ground out, and we are scoreless as we go to the second inning. Jackson, Guthrie, and Mora as the Rams look to get back on track and score the opening run in the top half of the second when we come back. So back onto the hill, Ty Pangborn returns out after getting out of a one-out runners on the corner situation in the top half of the first. Back-to-back strikeouts. He'll try to improve upon the base runner situation after we saw some great work by both pitchers to get out of the sticky situations they were in most recently. Campbell Denton, base is loaded, 2 outs, got out of it with a ground out to second. But now it's Pangborn's turn again, and Quinn Jackson will step in for his first at-bat here in Kingsport. Day 2, win or go home for both of these sides. And they bring Jackson in to play right field here in Game 2 to the Rams. And he'll take a cut at the first offering at strike 1 as he falls behind.
I just can't help but feel like Reinhardt missed a real golden opportunity in that last inning with the bases loaded, a chance to put something on the board early.
Rams trying to make them pay for their missteps. The sophomore out of Evans, Georgia, is Jackson. Righty on righty matchup with an 0-2 count. Pangborn will come home. And it bounces in. And it's ball 1. Aaron Guthrie is the third baseman. He's in the on-deck circle. Behind him, David Mora is the 8-hole hitter. Aiden Pomnitz, should he come around, he is the bottom of the order. And the fourth batter of the inning, should we get there. Swing and a miss, and it starts with a strikeout for Pangborn. That's his third of the day, and it's now been 3 batters in a row that he has sat down on a swinging strike 3.
He's starting to settle in a little bit there on the hill for Reinhardt. Definitely a welcome sign for them.
Started by walking Sidoti and then gave up a single to right. Sidoti got over to third with Green putting one out to center. And then Smith and Smith, that's Maddox before Kai, ended the inning, and now Jackson starts with a swinging strike 3. And a first pitch in there to Guthrie will go as a called strike.
Zoom out a little bit more so you're ready to follow him.
Guthrie yesterday, 1 for 3, had a single and was able to move his way over into second on the throw. That came in his final at-bat of the day, and he swings at that one 0-2. And right now, as you said, settling in nicely is Pangborn. His 13th appearance on the season, all 13 have been starts. And the tall righty settles down and comes home with the 0-2. Got him swinging. 4 straight strikeouts for Ty Pangborn. And the Eagles ace is just slinging them
David Moore.
and retiring batters at will.
Now give me a close-up on the picture.
Pangborn, he's had his moments where he's been absolutely confounding there on the mound. He's been very difficult to get a handle on, and it looks to be a good rhythm that he's in right now. Maybe a good omen moving forward.
Can Mora break the trend? Well, the trend continues. That's a great-looking first pitch strike that he takes. It is just find the zone and beam it in there for Pangborn. So Mora behind 0-1 with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the second inning. Swings at strike 2.
You can just feel the energy in that Reinhardt dugout start to pick up, too, with every strike that Pangborn throws.
And especially, even though it's a little deflating to not come away with a run with the bases loaded in the bottom half of the first, when you see this effort, you got to feel that you can say, all right, we can get there. Let's try to ride that high. Strike 3, got him. 5 straight strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, all go down swinging here in the second. And Pangborn is red hot to start this game. And the Eagles come right back to the plate, trying to capitalize on what they could not in the first. Can they take the lead and ride the high of their pitcher cruising here early? To the bottom of the second we go.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Campbell Denton got into a dicey situation. Last time he was on the hill, got out of it like his counterpart Pangborn, but Pangborn, second inning to write home about. 3 straight strikeouts. He now has struck out the last 5 Rams that have come to the plate. Now it's Denton's turn with his response after getting a ground out to get out of that bases loaded jam in the first. But you have to think the Eagles smelling blood in the water. Can they capitalize here as they move to the 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters? Miguel Salazar, the shortstop today, did not play in game 1, but here he is in game 2 getting the nod, and he leads off the second inning.
And again, you could just hear the chirping a little bit more profound from that dugout. The energy really starting to pick up after they were a bit listless and lifeless yesterday.
Salazar, 256 on the season. Has gotten 6 extra base hits, 4 of them doubles, a triple in there, and 1 solo jack. 30 hits, driven in 9 runs, so not many on for Salazar. As he swings and misses at that, he falls behind here 1-2. Colors, who was the first hit of the ball game for the Rams, or excuse me, for the Eagles rather, in yesterday's loss at the hands of the Lions. He is in the on-deck circle as that misses outside, 2-2. And you got to think here, as much as the Eagles would love to build momentum and make this inning go as long as possible, as he's rung up for strike 3. Beg your pardon. He called it a strike or a ball? Oh, he said ball. Okay.
It was a loud
wait,
ball.
Okay, you heard that too, right?
It was a loud,
didn't give a
aggressive
signal,
call.
and he kind of did the step back, and I was going to say.
I'm with you.
So, all right, I was like, there should be more of a reaction there. Here's the payoff pitch. Salazar will stay alive. Just say inside. Don't give us up here.
Yeah, we could save the histrionics.
So it is still a full count for Salazar.
Follow. Follow him as he walks.
And that time, no noise from the umpire. It's ball 4. Salazar walks down the first. So back-to-back innings that Denton has given up an leadoff walk, as he did to Morales, who got stranded at third in the first. Now Cedric Cullors will come to the plate. As I'm told, two-sport athlete.
Cedric Cullors, a former starting receiver for the Reinhardt football team.
Perfect. Show me the guy at bat now.
Tall righty waits with a man on in front of him.
Good tight on him if you can.
And he'll take a big hack at that at strike 1.
Very, very tight.
Best thing to do here for Denton is bounce back, pick up a quick out,
Go a little more tight to him.
and not let this start to cascade into momentum for the Eagles, especially riding off of Pangborn's 1-2-3 inning.
I'll zoom out again. We're off you now.
That's right back at Denton, chopped over into the gap, diving play, the quick flick. They'll only get one. They'll get the lead runner. And out at second on the force is Salazar.
The catcher, Ryan Stevens.
Now show me the new batter.
So Cullors gets to first, and he'll just trade places with Salazar. Now Ryan Stevens, 9-hole hitter, and the catcher comes to the plate.
Keep going. Yeah, get ready to.
So one away, that's about as good as you get for Denton. In response to the leadoff walk, take him right off the base path.
Perfect. We're off you now. Zoom out a little.
Stevens has had a nice year for Reinhardt this season. He's turned himself into an all-conference player. He was working at a timeshare in that backstop spot with Juan Pablo Morales last year. They kind of split time at catcher, and that's how things were at the beginning of this season as well. But Ryan Stevens, his bat's so efficient and consistent that Coach Brett Lindsey just had to find a way to get both of those guys in the lineup at the same time. So we see Morales moving over the first with Ryan Stevens taking over that catcher spot full time.
So Stevens settles back in. It's a 1-0 count after the check over to first on Cullors. Cullors is going to go, try to steal. Throw was well out in front of him. They got him.
Follow him. Follow the guy running up.
And that is a massive shift in momentum. You give up the leadoff walk, you get the out. They trade places, and then you get them straight off the base path and empty the bases as you catch Cullors trying to steal.
It didn't really look like Cullors got a good jump on it as well. Seemed like he tried to make his way a little bit late. CIU and Moore are all over it.
Back at the plate, Stevens, who was 1 for 3 yesterday, will foul this off the right-hand side.
Give me a bit more of a wide angle.
And you have to think Stevens is now just sitting there going, all right, mentally I got to shift here. I just got to win this at bat for me, because stepping in there, you say, all right, if I can advance the runner and they're going to send him, try to get him in scoring position for me, kind of a real tone shift up there in the brain for Stevens as he takes this one foul down off the roof of the batting cage.
Just get close in on the picture if you can. A really tight one.
So already some fireworks between these two sides and still no score.
Great shot.
1-2 count. Denton,
Now zoom out.
the lefty, delivers, and that one started wide, stayed wide, and it's 2-2. Pomnitz will lead off the inning for the Rams before the top of the order in Sidoti and Green come around. And second time of seeing Sidoti, who Pangborn walked. You have to think he's going to be looking to try to keep that strikeout streak rolling and get a little redemption for walking the first batter of the game. 2-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on. Stevens in a battle here with Denton. And it will continue. Another foul ball. And about 8 rows up, good catch by the stands. Not a lot of movement on that ball either. It hit, just took a little hop, and then sat right down.
Be ready to follow him.
And again.
Give me a close
Oh,
look
it
on
fumbled
the
that one. It bounced around a lot. Down into the reserve seats.
That's perfect.
And Stevens doing a nice job just staying alive. And even if you can't find a way to get on, raising Denton's pitch count, making him pitch deep into these counts, hopefully present a cumulative effect on him as the game goes on.
2-2 yet again. And this one chopped foul, this time to the left-hand side. So just trying to find that perfect angle down the middle to put it into play and prolong the inning is Stevens. Denton had quite a few pitches in that first inning with the bases loaded. Now just trying to get out of the second inning. That's ripped down the left field line, and it's fouled by a fraction of an inch.
Ooh, I'd love to see that one again.
Go close up on the pitch.
That just narrowly misses the line. And from 4 fouls to the right-hand side, back-to-back fouls to the left-hand side, and that's the most threatening one we've seen of those foul balls.
Perfect.
So Stevens just trying to find a way to inch that one into the field of play, and it could spell trouble. So yet again, 6th time we will see the 2-2. How about 7? And it's one of those that will go down, not in the scorebook, but in the memories of Reinhardt, should they come out and win this game. And if they're able to get Denton out of this game early, as you said, rising the pitch count. And Denton could see an early exit if he can't come away with some shorter innings following this one. Stevens again, this time just the butt end of the bat to put it into the backstop.
And then you're thinking, again, the energy picking up for Reinhardt, a lot different from the team that we saw from yesterday. What type of swing it will be.
And now it's a 3-2 count.
Go close in on the
Battle long enough to earn one back. Stevens does. And now from 2-2 to 3-2 with 2 outs, trying to keep the inning alive is the 9-hole hitter Stevens. Denton comes home. Guess what? Let's keep going. What a battle.
It's the most excited I've seen Reinhardt all week.
I mean, you can hear the Eagles. Rams just over there trying to encourage their pitcher as well. 2 outs, nobody on. Payoff pitch again. Ball 4. And with how that battle went, it feels like a climactic late game confrontation. But instead, here we are in the bottom of the second, and it's a 2-out base runner after what feels like a millennia to try to get that at-bat to conclude.
Of course, but that could represent something major for Reinhardt, especially with Ryan Stevens making his way to the dugout and a pinch runner coming in. He's celebrating with his group.
That is 15 pitches. He entered that at-bat at 35. Campbell Denton is now at 50 total pitches here in the second inning, in large part to the 15-pitch at-bat by Stevens. He fouled out off 9 pitches of that at-bat. So Ethan Moore is now onto the base path. He is the pinch runner down at first. And at the plate, it's the top of the order in Morales.
So that you can follow him if he runs.
Ethan Moore, a really
Go close in on the batter.
quick athlete over there on the base path, someone that you may have to pay some extra attention to.
I bet that's brilliant shot.
2 outs, man on Denton. After that lengthy battle, with a 1-0 count, comes home to Morales, gets him to go around. It's 1-1.
Show me the picture close.
And what's crazy to think about is the first 3 batters of the inning all reached base, and only one of them is actually on. Salazar was caught in the force at second. That put Colors aboard, and then he was caught stealing. And now the walk, which is the second of the inning, to Stevens, puts Moore at first.
Yeah, with that, Reinhardt still looking for their first hit of the game.
2 walks and a hit by pitch put the bases loaded in the first inning.
Go close in on the pitcher. That's good.
So a 1-2 count. Denton with the pitch count rising here early. Again, will step off and throw over to first. More of just a settle down and try to break up the pressure with the play at the plate. Runner goes, hit into the gap. It's going to pay off on the hit and run. Moore's going to turn for third. They're going to hold him there. Runners on the corner with 2 outs, and there's the first hit of the ball game for the Eagles.
And what a time to do so after that battle won by Ryan Stevens, Juan Pablo Morales, that 1-2 punch, having both of them in the lineup, paying dividends for Reinhardt.
Chamley reached on a walk. The second of back-to-backs to start the game for Denton. And now, and probably rightfully so, Mora's going to come out and talk to his pitcher, just try to settle him down here. After that lengthy at-bat with Stevens and then giving up the single. Just try to keep him calm. Let him know it's just 1 out. Focus on the out at the plate. The defense will do the rest. Runners on the corners. We've now seen this in 3 of the 4 frames we've played.
Keep going.
Coming up short in a battle like that can rattle the coolest of customers, and you feel like you've done enough to get out of the inning, and then it somehow is prolonged. You give up your first hit of the game. So I like that decision by the backstop to have a conversation with his starter.
Mora blocks that ball. And out in front here is Chamley. And you got to think, if this run that is Moore down at third comes home to score, Stevens in the dugout is going to get mauled by his teammates for his efforts in that at-bat. A swing and a miss will level the count here for Chamley. So Morales, after the single, stands down at first. Stevens' at-bat that put him down on a walk sees Moore at third. Denton with a 1-1 comes home. Check swing, doesn't matter, strike 2. And you got to think, with all the momentum that the Eagles are trying to build, this one could hurt a little bit and take a bit of wind out of the sails, even with how they've built up, if they cannot capitalize here, especially after the bases loaded situation in the first. Denton, the 1-2. Low and inside. It's ball 2, leveled out.
Go close in on the pitch.
2 outs, 2 on, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But the approach has remained consistent across these batters for Reinhardt. They are really making Campbell Denton work to get them out. He is having to pitch deep into these counts.
Runner goes, and it's fouled off. And so back to first will head Morales. So again, all these foul balls are just continuing to raise that pitch count of Campbell Denton. His 7th start of the season. The 2-2, chopped over to second, fielded. Underhand flick, in time they got him. And out of the inning, yet again, after a dicey situation with runners in scoring position, Campbell Denton and the Rams post a 0 defensively. Took a while to get to the 3rd inning, but we're here and we're scoreless as we go to the top, and the Rams back to the plate.
favorite Southeast teams in action, we've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Well, as we go to the top of the third here at Hunter Wright Stadium, floodlights beaming down on overcast skies here in the morning. Softball for a second straight day delayed across down at the Brickyard. Just not nearly as long as we saw the delay yesterday. Yeah, for now, right? There is still a chance of some rain later. They were originally supposed to start at 11 a.m. this morning. They were supposed to start at 11 a.m. yesterday. They didn't get the first two games started until 7 p.m., and they played them simultaneously yesterday. And already been told from 11, it's now a 1 o'clock start.
Oh, so it's been pushed back.
Over across town. So 2 hours, hey, 2 hours is better than 8. They were working on that field for 10 hours yesterday. And
It's just their luck that first game went 12 innings.
the game between Johnson and CIU went the distance and then some, and that was a thriller. 12 innings before finally Johnson walked it off in that one. And, well, that's not what softball is going to like to see. Right on cue, we look out, and there is rain starting to fall. So you knocked on wood, and that might actually be the curse for them.
I guess I should do a rain dance.
Ty Pangborn back on the hill. No surprise here. He starts off 2 straight strikes. He's riding 5 consecutive strikeouts. Entering this inning, Aiden Pomnitz, the center fielder, is the 9-hole hitter. Here's the 0-2 from Pangborn. Strike 3. That is 6 straight Ks by Pangborn. He is cruising right now, and he cannot be stopped, and he cannot be hit.
He is sizzling, and again, we've seen him have these moments where he's seemed really impenetrable on the mound, and right now, at his best, giving Reinhardt everything they could ask for.
Top of the order is Sidoti, and a bit of redemption here is what's in the mind of Pangborn. As he gets Sidoti to swing and miss at the first offering, he walked him aboard as the leadoff batter of the game. And Sidoti got stranded at third in that runners on the corner situation that ended with 2 straight strikeouts. 0-1 count as rain falls here in Kingsport. And a rare 1-1 count as Pangborn misses on the second offering. It's only a light rain. As Sidoti, a high stance, waits. He'll foul that off. It's 1-2. So nothing in the way that would make us go, ooh, we might not be able to keep on going. Just that slight drizzle. And if this is all we get for the rest of the day, I'll be fine with that. Forecast looked really ominous earlier in the week. Strike 3 rung him up. Chalk it up. 7 straight strikeouts in the first with a man rung up window shopping as Sidoti heads back to the dugout. Redemption there after the leadoff walk by Pangborn back in the first. He gets him to go down on strike 3.
And even in a game that's 0-0, it really just feels like Reinhardt has a ton of momentum, especially with that right arm of Pangborn performing the way that it has.
Jennings Green. He got contact, had the sac fly out to center field as the first pitch comes in as strike 1. That moved the runner in Sidoti over to second before Wright singled and got on at first, and that's where he would be stranded as well. 0-1 count here for Green. Strike 2. And those inside pitches right on the corner of the plate every single time. He has not missed that spot when he's come inside there. Pangborn. The 0-2. We'll try it again as staying alive here is Green.
We'll see how you would love to see Jennings Green get going, especially after the year that he's had for them.
2 outs. No one on the 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. 8 of the last 8 batters have all been recorded strikeouts by Ty Pangborn. He is rolling through this game, and he is just tearing apart the Rams lineup. No one can even make the simplest of contact other than a foul ball to maybe stay alive for one more pitch. Pangborn cruising. Rams sitting down in rapid-fire fashion. We go to the bottom of the third when we come back.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Jackson Raines will lead off the bottom of the third inning as Campbell Denton comes in. 60 pitches, that's now the 61st of his outing. And again, we are starting the bottom of the third inning. 30 pitches an inning over the first 2. And you have to think it's not going to be much longer of a day for the freshman if the trend continues. But he does start with an 0-1, and now the rain is... well, it's picked up more in volume, but it's thinner. As it's a quick 0-2 count, as Raines likes both, but doesn't like the result on either of them. The breeze is nice, especially for the humidity. It's just kind of evening it out right now. 0-2 will make it a 1-2 count.
Of those 60 pitches, how many of them came due to that battle he had with Ryan Stevens in the last inning?
Through the first 2 innings, a quarter of his pitches came from one at-bat. Did I do math there right? Yeah, that'd be a quarter. 15. Yeah, that's a, yeah. You guys should see me when I'm calling basketball. It is, I'm sitting there trying to do math mid-game, and it's simple math, right? And it's like, I don't know, 93 to 84, and I'm sitting there going, I have no idea. It just doesn't pop up for me. But yeah, 15 pitches on that at-bat with Stevens last inning, which was a quarter of them through those first 2 innings, which, again, had they capitalized on that, you have to sit there and say that would have been impressive. Diving grab, did he make it? No, it squeaks underneath the glove, but a great attempt out there in center field on the diving grab play by Pomnitz, but he keeps it in front of him, and all it goes down for is a single. If that ball squeaks just underneath him and keeps rolling, that's a 2-bagger for Raines, but either way, he's aboard to lead off this inning.
Yeah, we're going to see those type of plays. We'll see if the rain maybe is a factor. It's going to be hard to really get a good grasp of that ball coming underneath it, especially going full extension.
We saw yesterday a couple of slides once everything dried out. they weren't getting nearly the momentum they were getting when it was wet. And we saw that tumble across home plate. The slide stopped about the batter's box, and then it was just contort the body and
see if you could tap home plate with a finger or something.
Rains, aptly named for the weather yesterday and today. We'll get checked back to first. Now we'll take his lead. Cannon Dorsey, he struck out swinging his first time up. Only strikeout of the game so far for Denton. And it's a 1-0 count. Down to our right-hand side in the grassy area above the stands, and just before you reach the batting cages, the number 1 seeded Milligan Buffs have arrived. They'll play in game 2. They get the Lions of Bryan.
Go close in on the picture.
That's fouled off 1-1 here for Dorsey.
That's good.
Just the second batter to reach with a hit is Rains.
Zoom out again.
Only other one was Juan Morales. Had the fielder's choice that put colors aboard, and he and Salazar before him, who reached on a walk, were both caught on their way to second. As it's 1-2, and now the rain has picked up a tiny bit more. Again, our situation, we're like, yeah, you can play in this. It's not that bad. We got the turf field. It'll dry out when the sun comes out. Across town, they're sitting there probably shaking their heads going, are we really going to do this again? They got all 4 games in yesterday. And it was, 1:30 in the morning, I think, when everything finally wrapped up over there?
Yes.
They almost, the Brunel SMC game, almost got done before that 12-inning game did. I think they were in the 5th inning when it finally ended. That's a one-hopper over to second. Can they turn the double play? Throw? Not in time, and I think he stayed on the bag. I just don't think it got there in time over to right, but they will get the lead runner, and Rains is retired on the fielder's choice. So Dorsey aboard, down at first.
That was a good attempt at a 4.63 there. Saw maybe some footing being lost there in the infield. Again, the rain, not as much of a factor here with the turf field, but will still be a bit of a factor, especially when it first starts to fall.
Louis Dion, he was the third of the 3 that loaded the bases. And he's hoping for a longer at-bat and a at-bat that actually doesn't give him a bruise for tomorrow. Wore it off the right shoulder on just the second pitch of the at-bat. His first time up. 1-0 count to him. Denton misses low and away, and it's ball 2.
Dion, as a true freshman last season, was a first-team All-AAC selection. He was a guy who forced his way into the lineup on that group that won the AAC regular season title, currently leading this year's team in home runs with 11.
That'll miss ball 3, and well behind here is Denton, the native of Henderson, Nevada, is Dion. Just that suburb, secondary city attached to Vegas. That's in there for the much-needed strike. It's 3-1. You fly over, and it just looks like the same city. It just rolls right into Vegas from Henderson and all the suburbs down there. And that's ball 4.
Follow him.
And down to first he goes, and 2 base runners with 1 out. And Denton has gotten into a 2 base runner or more situation in now each of these first 3 innings.
Show me the guy coming up at bat.
And the ball 4 call has not been kind to the Rams pitcher.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he can go out.
That pitch count still climbing for Denton. He's now at 74. We're not even all the way through the 3rd.
Brock Sisson, he ended that first inning. Grounded over to second. But now 1 out as a lead runner in Dorsey at second. In scoring position, Dion behind him at first. Denton checks to second, comes home with the 1-0. It's going to miss, and it's 2-0.
Go tight end on the pitcher.
Now, if you're Rocky Musgraves, you have to be sitting there going, all right, how long can he go if he continues to have struggles finding the strike zone? And already, Denton has given up 5 walks here through the first 2 1/3. And the rain probably not helping at all. They go for the pickoff just to check in at second. But back is Dorsey.
Perfect. They can go back to the...
See, we said nobody thinks about the booth, right? With the netting out in front and how it could roll back to us. But they're the suckers sitting out in the stands getting wet. High edge of the strike zone, and he will catch it. It's strike one of the at-bat. It's 2-1, so Denton needed that one. He gets it.
You got some real veterans out there, though, with the umbrellas keeping themselves dry. I'm always a fan of that.
Oh, you got to. If you don't come prepared and you get wet and you're just in a T-shirt and stuff, that's on you. Bases loaded.
Follow him.
As Sissons wears that one on the lower back.
Stay with him for a second.
Second batter that's been hit by a pitch. And now it looks as though maybe there will be some movement out in that bullpen as some bodies are up and stretching out. So bases are loaded with 1 out, and Salazar comes to the plate. Salazar got on base with a walk, and Denton cannot afford that here. He would walk in the opening run of the game.
Brilliant shot. Now be ready to show home plate.
That's Salazar to swing and miss on the first, and actually maybe a brief,
Just so that you can see
very
if they try and come around.
muffled ping, so he might have gotten a piece of it. Either way, it's strike one.
Not surprised to see the quick hook here. Again, it's a winner-go-home situation. You don't want to put yourself too far behind the 8 ball, especially with the pitcher showing some signs of fatigue in Campbell Denton.
Foul ball to make it an 0-2 count. All 4 batters in this inning have reached base. There was a single by Raines, then called out on the force at second. That put Dorsey on base. The walk to Dion to put him at second now. And Sissons is at first after being hit by the pitch.
It's the second time in 3 innings that Reinhardt's been able to load the bases. You don't want to let these opportunities go to waste.
Couldn't pay it off last inning. Can they do it here? They have 1 out on the board. Salazar waits, puts it skyward. This will be just short into the outfield grass. And looking into the runner who takes a stutter step and will stay there. As in from second to run that ball in is Sidoti. And that's the right choice there. And that's as good as a play as you can have for Denton and the Rams. Bases loaded, 1 out, and you keep everybody staying put and you record the second.
Definitely unfortunate for Reinhardt. That was high enough, but just not quite far enough to allow Cannon Dorsey to make that move home.
So now Colors, who made contact, got on the fielder's choice. Make contact here and avoid a play at either base, and it can score 1, maybe 2, if it's well placed enough. Swings at the first offering at strike 1, trying to avoid an empty-handed bases-loaded situation for a second straight inning. And it's 1-1.
And for Reinhardt in Cedric Colors, a player who's gotten better as the season has progressed. Worked his way into that lineup.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. It is now 1-2. Bases loaded. Runners take their lead. The 1-2 bounces in. And Mora is able to block it with the chest, force it down the first base side. It opens up home plate, but he's able to just snap those eyes down to third and give a stare down to Dorsey, who stays put. Twos across the top, 2 outs and a 2-2 count with the bases loaded. Check swing, got him. Strike 3 and out of the bases loaded jam for a second straight inning. Is Campbell Denton and the Rams. They are playing with fire, and somehow, some way, down to the wire, Denton is able to blow out the flame. We go to the 4th inning, still scoreless in what is a firework-filled game, but still no score here between the Rams and the Eagles.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Well, defensively, the Rams of CIU are flirting with disaster. Back-to-back innings with bases-loaded situations. Campbell Denton has some way gotten out of them on both occasions to keep this game scoreless, and now the offense comes back to the plate. And now you have to question and say, is the rain maybe a slight factor as it starts to taper off here, but still kind of just hanging around? As Ty Pangborn, a rare mishap as that ball got away from him on the first pitch of the at-bat here to Corbin Wright, the first baseman, who singled in that first inning, but since this lineup has gone cold. And that's going to break up the strikeout streak for Ty Pangborn. And it ends at 8 consecutive batters who were retired via the strikeout, as Wright is retired, but does so by popping over to short.
And it's been a real difference in the way that these two pitchers have seen the game go. Ty Pangborn, he's made pretty quick and easy work of CIU's lineup throughout up to this point. Campbell Denton, as you said, it seems like he's in peril almost every single time that he goes out there. It just really feels like he's teetering on the edge of disaster.
Denton's had runners in scoring position in each of the first 3 innings. It was only the first inning that had runners on the corner for Pangborn. Since then, he's gone 2 innings of 3 up, 3 down with 6 Ks through those 2 innings, 8 total. And right now retired on the pop to short. So this is Maddox Smith. He was the first of those 8 consecutive strikeouts and the first of the 2 to end that first inning. And you saw Pangborn, again, as there's that misty rain, go to the towel. Earn the rosin bag as well. As that'll miss, and it's 3-1. Maddox Smith awaits, the lefty. Ball 4. And Pangborn showing he is human.
Shortstop, Kai Smith.
So Kai Smith now will come in. And the shortstop ended that first inning with the strikeout. Just the third base runner of the game for the Rams is Smith.
Yeah, getting guys on board, that's been few and far between for CRU. You have to feel like they're definitely appreciative.
Kai Smith rips one out to center. That's caught straight away. And it's out number 2. And Maddox Smith will stay put at first.
The right fielder, Quinn Jackson.
Give up the walk, bounce back, 1 pitch, and it's out number 2. That's pretty good setup there for Pangborn. Quinn Jackson, much like the majority of the team, his first at-bat was a strikeout. 2 outs and a runner on. He shows bunt. It's a trickler over to third, well placed, and the throw is in time. They play small ball with the 2 outs, and it costs them. A runner is stranded. It takes 4 for the first time in 3 innings to get out of the inning for Pangborn, but quick work of the Rams offense and the Eagles offense. They're back to the plate, trying again to finally find that breakthrough against the Rams, and it looks as though there will be a new face to try to do it against when we come back for the bottom of the 4th. Well, there is a change, and it's a change we expected to see here in a win-or-go-home situation. Colin Ott, the senior, will come in to pitch, a South Carolina native. Will get the nod on the hill and has not made a start. He has been out of the bullpen, and they bring him in a scoreless game. Here as we go to the 4th, the pitch count was rising for Campbell Denton, so Ott gets the nod out of the pen.
And Colin Ott, he's had a phenomenal season up to this point. He was a first-team all-conference selection as a relief pitcher. A 3.54 ERA, 23 appearances, all of them coming out of the pen. You see 9 of those games go to a decision, and he's 6-3 in those contests. And he's really the guy, that marquee arm that they've been waiting to use, and they really feel the pressure to use him in this situation in a win-or-go-home scenario.
Has 3 saves on the season as well. Not the case here, if anything. He's hoping maybe he can get a 7th win on the season as he delivers his first pitch. Then he'll get away from Mora, and it's ball 1. Just got to settle in here, especially in a situation where the 2 previous innings, while you have not been on the hill, you have sat and watched this team come oh so close to breaking the deadlock. Eagles have loaded the bases on 2 separate occasions in the 2nd and the 3rd, and before that had 2 men on and 1 at 3rd in the 1st. So 1-1 after the foul ball from Stevens. And Stevens was the one who really put that pitch count through the roof for Campbell Denton. 15 pitches his last time up before finally earning the walk. This is the fourth of the at-bat on a 2-1, and it's 2-2. So already 5 pitches. And you got to think if you're Stevens, he's sitting there going, can I do it again?
You got to venture to say we won't get to 15, but maybe so.
2-2. We've gotten to 6 as it's a 3-2 count. This is the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Payoff pitch here to the leadoff man, Stevens. And it's ball 4. So Stevens, back-to-back walks to start the day, and he's a leadoff base runner against Ott. And for the 4th consecutive inning, the leadoff man is aboard. In the first and the second, Denton walked the leadoff runner onto the base path, as Moore will come back into the game. And he is over at first now as the pinch runner for Stevens, as he was in the second. So the top of the order flips around. Morales walked and got stranded at third in the first and then singled in the second. Would love to be the first hit that Ott gives up here in the 4th.
And that disciplined approach has been very consistent up and down that lineup again. But Reinhardt getting into these situations with getting guys on base, at some point you feel like they have to capitalize. They're really keeping CIU in the game by not being able to bring anything home.
That bounces in, so Moore's going to take off and get a free pass over at second. It was a good block by Mora, but it just kicked away from him. And so Ott having to take some time here to try to settle into the game after walking the first batter he faces and now falling behind here 2-0. And that's chopped foul off the right-hand side. So for all of what this game is scoreless, Campbell Denton, who throws 93 pitches through 3 innings.
Wow.
Which is 31 an inning. Still only gave up 2 hits. The problem for him was he walked 6 batters, including a 15-pitch at-bat to Stevens. As that's put out to right field, that's a single, and they will hold the runner at third. They had an initial wave on, but instead it is a palm to the face that says, stay right here. Don't want to be aggressive here with no outs. We got plenty of time to work with this. And maybe, just maybe, the Eagles can finally get a breakthrough.
Another chance with a runner on third. No outs on the board. They've been in these situations before, and they do have a ton of confidence. They feel like they're getting close, but at some point, you got to get something to come through. Get some insurance for Ty Pangborn, some run support for him.
So a runner in scoring position in every inning so far, but nothing to show for it. Can they change that? Bunt is shown, but Chamley pulls out of it, and rightfully so. It's ball 1. Walked in the first, grounded into the fielder's choice in the second. This is third time at the plate. He'll swing at this one, and this is into the outfield. It should score the run from third on the touch and go. Throw will come in. It's cut off, and it's a 1-0 ball game finally for the Eagles. They break through, and the runner comes home. Moore will slide in after Stevens got aboard with the walk, and it pays off, and it's 1-0 Reinhardt here in the winner go home, game 1 of day number 2.
They've gotten into those situations again, having a runner in scoring position in each inning so far. They felt like it was only a matter of time before they were able to get something going.
So the RBI sac fly puts the Eagles in front, 1 run on 3 hits. As Ott will throw that over. Morales, his lead off of first, shuffles towards second as Raines will foul this off. Range singled his last time up against Denton. And then out in the force at second. So an 0-2 count as that one's fouled off. Run has already come across. Moore scores it. Stevens created it. And the RBI to Chamley. Milligan has officially started their warm-up down to the right-hand side. They're in game 2 against Bryan. After having day 1 off, that's what you earn as the 1 or 2 seed. Johnson is the 2 seed. We'll see them later today in our final game of the day. Always want to avoid playing the early game on day 2. That means you dropped game 1 on day 1. So it's loser's bracket, winner's bracket, loser's bracket, winner's bracket. As Mora quickly turns as he was pulled down the first base side, then throws it down just to keep the runner in check, hoping maybe he can catch him by surprise. Others loser bracket game, Truett McConnell, the 10 seed, who put on, despite a 10-run rule, still a decent offensive performance yesterday against Tennessee Wesleyan, who is the 3 seed. And they earn a day off because of it. They'll play 5th-seeded Pikeville, and Pikeville certainly trying to respond as that's high out to the gap out in right center field. And it's caught for out number 2, and the runner retreats back to first. So Raines retired. And that'll bring up Dorsey for a 3rd time today.
To that point, this is the 2nd season in a row that Reinhardt and CIU have played in one of these winner-go-home scenario type of games. Last year, probably a little bit better for both of those teams. That game occurred on Friday. It was a little bit later in the week, so that means that they were playing for a right to get to the championship series of the conference tournament. So a far cry from that for both of these programs, but neither of them any strangers to the stakes.
And last season, Reinhardt was the 1 seed in the tournament. This season, the 7 seed. But still making it into the 10 that have come here to Kingsport. Pikeville in their game, in the other losers bracket game, that was a far cry from what we've been able to see of them. Montreat just ran away with that game. They started scoring early and often. Put up 10. We had to go the distance, the full length of the game. It did not come to an early conclusion. But ultimately, it was just a lackluster performance and not a lot of scoring chances for the Bears. So they'll try to make amends in their winner-go-home against Truett McConnell later. And then we mentioned Johnson, the 2 seed. They get their first bit of action here in Kingsport. They have Montreat in the winner's bracket. We'll see if Montreat can keep up their offensive production for a 2nd straight day. Checkovers just to keep Morales there at first as Ott continues to try to break up the momentum. Dealing with Dorsey at the plate. An 0-1 count, 2 outs and 1 man on. And again they throw over to first. So Dorsey's sitting here saying, anytime you want to throw this home, I'm ready to go. He steps back in yet again.
And not necessarily a surprise to see Ott try to pay some special attention over there on the base pass. Reinhardt, a very aggressive team when it comes to trying to steal.
Now he will. And Dorsey was waiting for it, and he's going to take it yard. He waited his turn for the pitch to come home, and he sends it right over the fence. And suddenly, here after the pitching change, that's all that the Eagles needed to take advantage. It's a 3-0 ball game. It's a 2-run home run for Cannon Dorsey, and the Eagles start to pull away.
Yeah, and you can tell the Reinhardt faithful, they were definitely just waiting on something to latch on to, something to erupt over, and Cannon Dorsey providing just that with his 4th home run of the season.
And for Dorsey, you saw on that last throw over, he just kind of shook his head, right? He was waiting and starting to get annoyed, and that annoyance boiled over, and he made Denton pay as he just moonshotted that out to right field. So a 3-0 ball game here in the 5th inning. Excuse me, the 4th inning. Why do they have it in the 5th inning on the scoreboard?
Not entirely sure. Definitely the bottom of the 4th.
I didn't even know you could do that. I thought you had to put the 0 on the top of the scoreboard. Either way, it's a swinging strike 3 to end the inning. Dion goes down, but not before 3 runs come across, including a 2-run shot by Cannon Dorsey to right field. And the Eagles finally convert. They're off and running now. The Rams need to find a breakthrough on Pangborn, or else this could get out of hand and the Eagles could pull away.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
So as we go to the top half of the 5th inning, it is a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Eagles of Reinhardt. 2-run shot helping with that from Cannon Dorsey, as Aaron Guthrie leads off here in the 5th. Guthrie striking out his last time up, and Ty Pangborn continuing to try to sit down batters.
Yeah, and you touched on earlier the real difference in energy level between both of these teams from their games yesterday leaking into today. And I would say at this point it's really flipped, and it came even before that home run. Reinhardt in general, they've had a little bit more intensity, a little bit more energy about them. In CIU, they've been a bit quiet, not really having a whole ton to cheer about, to be fair.
Short work of Guthrie as he lines out to second, and now David Mora, the catcher, will tipped that first one into the glove for strike one. Mentioned it last inning, too, is you look and you say, well, pretty much the same thing about the previous at-bat for most of the lineup, especially when 8 of them were rung up in succession by Pangborn through the first, second, and the third inning. Guthrie before his previous was a strikeout. Mora a strikeout. Pomnitz a strikeout, who's in the on-deck circle. As Mora lays off of that one, earns one back, it's 1-2. 3 runs on 4 hits, and it's only been 1 hit for CIU. And that was Corbin Wright back in the first inning in that 2-on, 1-out situation with runners on the corners for Pangborn that he got out of. And that's a called strike 3. And back to his groove is Pangborn. That's his 9th on the game and his 2nd that sees a man go down without a swing.
And I would say that he was the fire starter, really the match that lit things up for Reinhardt. And they really latched on to his energy. He's been firing on all cylinders from the hill today.
So Mora sat down Pomnitz for a second time. He'll try to avenge the earlier strikeout. He went down swinging to lead off the third inning. Here in the 5th, 2 up, 2 down. Pangborn trying to get out of it. 1-2-3 again. That'll miss for ball 1. It has not been a consistent thing that we have seen that has been a first pitch ball from Pangborn. He has been stellar on those opening pitches of at-bats. But with a 1-0 count, now it'll move to 1-1 as it's fouled off by the center fielder.
And again, the work he's done, it's been so quick. He's only gone 61 pitches at this point with 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
That was the 2nd inning of work for the starter, Campbell Denton, for the Rams. Denton, for all the trouble that he got into, it still goes without saying that he did a phenomenal job in battling back to get out of those jams. 3 times he faced runners in scoring position, including back-to-backs with bases loaded, and he got out of them. Pangborn, a rare bounce in, and Stevens blocks it down the first base side. Nobody on to take advantage of it.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Counts even at 2-2.
All that trouble that Denton went through early probably forced CIU to turn to Colin out a little bit earlier than they may have otherwise wanted to.
Well, since Ott has come in, it's been 3 runs that have scored, and that's another strikeout. His 10th of the game as Pomnitz goes down swinging for a second time. Pangborn continues to just pour it on defensively, and can his offense continue to build upon the momentum of the 3 that came across and give themselves some breathing room and start to pull away as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
I don't think my heart could take over.
3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the Eagles come back to the plate, Brock Sisson comes for a 3rd time. He grounded to second to end the 1st inning and then was hit by a pitch to load the bases in the 3rd inning. But up until the last inning, when Colin Ott came in for his 1st inning of work, nothing to show for it for Reinhardt. But then they were able to See Stevens walk aboard, bring that run home, get Morales on board, and then the 2-run shot by Dorsey. As Mora, did he hold on to this as he runs into the dugout half wall? He does. And a quick foul ball puts Sisson back to the dugout. And Mora, oh, good thing he's wearing that chest protector. It took the brunt of the force, and that is a cinder block half wall down there at the corner of the dugout. And I think he caught the padding right in front, and that's what they're adjusting. And he's okay. He's back ready to rock and roll.
How critical that can be, that 2-run shot and that other run that Reinhardt was able to score, especially in a game where CRU hasn't been able to string together much of anything offensively. That 3-run lead can
keep going closer.
Really seem insurmountable at this point when runs have been hard to come by.
Salazar, he walked aboard in the second, was out on a force at second base, and then popped over to second in his follow-up at-bat. So his third time to the plate, hoping for a little better. And he's got a 1-1 count here working against Ott. It's low, it's ball 2, and Salazar's out in front.
Zoom out a bit. Show me like a wider angle so if he runs, you've got it.
2-1 off the third base side. That's going to go foul. So again, still for CIU offensively, just that one hit. That came from Corbin Wright. And it felt as though maybe the Rams were going to be off and running. They put runners on the corner, only one out. And then Ty Pangborn said, okay, now I'm here to play. Now I'm ready to go. Struck out 2, then the next 6 following that. And now ends this last inning with 2 strikeouts. That's a chopper to third, fielded off the ground, thrown in time to right, and it's out number 2.
This inning more of a representation of what Colin Ott has been all season long for CIU's, making quicker work of that lineup. Again, he probably came into the game a little bit earlier than he's used to, being forced into action in that 4th inning.
So Ott's gotten 2 quick outs. That's what you can ask for of your reliever, especially in a bounce-back inning here. Give up those 3 runs. Best thing you can do is post a 0 defensively. Don't care how you do it. Just get a 0 on the board and hope that your offense can start to get something going now that they finally have seen Pangborn at least 2 times each. So an 0-1 count here for Colors. The fielder's choice and then the strikeout to end the 3rd. And now finds himself behind 0-2. And that miss is high and outside. Mora goes up and gets it. In the on-deck circle, you know Ryan Stevens is just grinning, waiting for his 3rd at-bat. He's been walked twice, and they have been lengthy at-bats, good battles by him. That just misses inside, and it's ball 2. Wasn't nearly as lengthy of a battle when Ott faced him for the first time, but that 15-pitch at-bat back when Denton was in the game. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3 and 1, 2, 3 after giving up 3 runs last inning. Ott bounces back and does his job. Posts a 0, and his team's still in the game. It is 3-0 as we go to the top of the 6th inning when we return.
What if you could have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Well, you're down 3-0, and your offense hasn't done much so far as we go to the top of the sixth. But for CIU, the good sign is you got the top of the order. Daniel Sidoti comes to the plate for a third time, and he led the game off with a walk, and he'll start this at-bat with a foul ball. His second time facing Pangborn, and you hope as a batter, you progress and get better as you see more pitches. And, in fact, it was the opposite of that. He goes from a walk in his first at-bat to a strikeout looking in the third inning. So here in the sixth, he will try to make amends for that. And he's fouled off the first two and falls behind here 0-2. And would you look at that? A little bit of sunshine and some blue skies peeking through the clouds.
Somehow.
Way different than what we thought today would look like. Pangborn with the 0-2. It misses high. The at-bat continues. It's 1-2. So the Rams halfway through this ball game, still a long way to go, but you feel like you just have to start getting something working offensively. Get a couple of base runners. Give yourself a couple of looks. Even if you don't score, try to find that rhythm and start to see what you can do against Pangborn and maybe try to raise his pitch count like you've had happen to your starting pitcher who's now out of the game in Campbell Denton. The 2-2, strike three, and down for a second time. By way of the strikeout, this time swinging goes Sidoti, and it's three straight, carrying over from the two that ended last inning. And now the 11th of the game for Pangborn.
And this is the unfortunate thing for CIU is we talked about the deja vu feeling that we had from that first inning, that really starting off very similar to how the game started off for them against the team that they played yesterday. And it's really carried over. They had that fast start here today and just not able to get anything going ever since. That Spartanburg Methodist game started off very similarly, and it's continued in a similar fashion as well.
So Green steps in and takes strike one. It is a one-out situation with nobody on. Pangborn delivers the second pitch. It's low and inside. So after the 1-0 start to the first inning, it was a single in the second. Or excuse me, a double in the second, a single in the third. And then a single and a walk in the seventh, and that was it in that game yesterday for CIU's offense. 2-1 the count now. Here to Green. Trying to avoid a second consecutive strikeout on his line and in this inning. And he swings and misses for strike two.
Zoom back in on batter.
A lot of zeros except for the fourth for Reinhardt. 3-0 ball game. Pangborn, the tall righty, settles off the rubber. 2-2, and that's taken out to the outfield. And a charge in and a jumping grab as he maybe overran it to the undersigned, but still goes up and gets it. And a great play for out number 2 for Colors.
You see him showing off a little bit of that football skill set there, making that play.
Question is did he get the foot down in bounds?
Might have to go to the video review.
Oh, that'll take 4 minutes to see what's so obvious at home. Always love that. If you can't determine in the first 15 seconds whether or not it's indisputable, then it's not indisputable evidence.
Yeah.
Then
We should probably dispute it.
Yeah. Another one straight to the outfield and maybe 4 steps backward for Raines. And he makes a quick raising hand grab. And short work of the Rams offense again for Pangborn. He starts with a strikeout and then 2 to the outfield. And it's 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 6th. The offense for the Eagles back to the plate when we come back as we go to the bottom half of the inning. So as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, Tennessee, day 2 of the Appalachian Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament. Win or go home here for these two sides, and right now Reinhardt is the team that will stick around if things do not change for the Rams, but that's a good start for Colin Ott. 1 pitch, 1 out, as Stevens finally will not go the distance in an at-bat and breaks up his fortune of back-to-back walks. He grounds out to start the inning. So it's the top of the order. Juan Morales will come to the plate. Again, following this one, it is Bryan and Milligan, as the number 1 seed Buffaloes take to the field for the first time here this week. That's strike 2 very quickly here for Morales.
Go on to the pitcher.
Ott's keeping CIU around. He gave up those 3 in the 4th, but bounced back in the 5th. Trying to continue to do more of the same here in the 6th.
What is this? I'm now having to squint up here because of the change in the lighting. That is bright sunshine, and you love that. That's how baseball should be played. Not under the lights at 9 a.m. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't think anyone was prepared for this. See a lot of rain jackets out there. People having to take off some layers.
It's a 2-2 count here for Morales, who's battled back after the first 2 pitches were strikes, and now it is a full count, 3-2-1 across the top of the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning in this 3-0 ball game. As Ott comes home, and that one misses. And from a strong start to the at-bat, Ott just lets it get away from him. And for a fourth time today, Juan Morales finds himself on base down at first.
It's the 7th time that a Reinhardt batter has drawn a walk. Again, the approach, I've been very impressed with it from these guys. Really forcing these pitchers to get them out there and not giving them anything easy, no free outs.
First pitch, that's going to get down into the outfield, out in right field. And Morales is going to turn for third, no throw, and runners on the corner here with one out.
Yeah, how about Juan Pablo Morales showing off the wheels there? Not necessarily known for that, but really picking up some speed, rounding second and headed to third.
I had to write just Juan Morales because if I wrote Juan Pablo Morales, my brain would read it and go back to the legendary NASCAR driver Juan Pablo Montoya, and I'd say that all game long, and that's not right, so it's just Juan Morales in the book. Cade Chamblee needed one pitch. He gets the single that creates the motion on the base pass, and now Raines, he's made contact on all 3 plate appearances, including reaching base back in the third before the force out at second took him off the path. He'll foul off that first one. 1 out, runners on the corners. And the Eagles knocking on the door of growing their advantage here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Talking racing, it's almost May, which means Memorial Day is around the corner. You get the Indy 500. Whew. Gotta love that. And that means warm weather, too. That's ripped out to left field and gone. A 3-run shot for Jackson Raines, and the ball game has gone from a tight 3-0 ball game to a massive 6-0 Eagles lead as Raines just lines that one across the fence. Didn't really get under it, but gave it all the power he needed to get out across the barrier. And it is 6-0 as the Eagles have opened the scoring with a pair of 3-run innings in the 4th and here in the 6th.
And that one from the all-conference selection just carried over the wall. Didn't initially seem like it was going to be a homer off the bat. But how about that for Jackson Raines, his 6th homer of the season?
Well, when Dorsey, who now comes to the plate, hit his 2 innings ago, he knew it right away. As soon as it left the bat, he just kind of tossed that bat down the first base side and took a walk down. Raines had to get on his horse and start running. He thought maybe that was going to get down, especially with the way that Green was giving a chase to it out in left field. He got on his horse. He was running to the warning track, but he just saw it continue to carry and get across to make it a 6-0 ball game. 6 runs on 6 hits. Now for the Eagles, and still just the 1 single hit for the Rams, and that's been the story of their tournament so far.
Reinhardt's offense, they're different when they got that long ball going, and it's really a big part of their offense this season. They're 3rd in the AAC in home runs this year.
Well, while we're still talking about that, Dorsey comes up trying to follow it, and it's a bounce back for Ott as he's able to put one in for strike 3, and that retires Dorsey.
Yeah, I just kept up in between the innings.
So in comes Dion. Dion ended the 4th inning following the home run with a strikeout. So after the home run, on both occasions in the 4th and the 6th, Ott has followed it up with a strikeout, and that strikeout in the 4th ended the inning. This one gives it 2 outs now for the Rams defense, and the inning will continue as Dion's going to single out to center.
Momentum and confidence that Reinhardt has built over the course of this game just continuing to rise. Right now they're tagging Colin Ott, who again was a first-team all-conference selection as a reliever this year. He's given up 6 earned in his 3 innings of work.
And for Ott, you kind of mentioned it, feel for him right a little earlier in the game than they would have liked to bring him in. And they do so against bats that were already starting to feel it. They were finding the rhythm to get runners in scoring positions. They were having good at-bats, lengthy at-bats, making contact to stay alive, draw those walks, get into those situations. And it was only a matter of time before the damn break. And it looks as though Ott was just the unfortunate guy that was next in line. And when they finally started to connect, they have, and they've taken him yard twice by way of Raines and Dorsey. 2-run shot for Dorsey in the fourth, 3 runs for Raines on his jack to left. So Dion's at first, 2 outs. That's fouled into the backstop by Sisson. A pop out, a ground out, and then was hit by a pitch in between them back in the 3rd inning. That was the one that loaded the bases for a second consecutive time. Denton, the starter, got out of it.
Okay, just show me them at first.
One-two count at the plate after the throw over. Salazar in the on-deck circle should he be called upon, and the inning continues. Two-two count. Ott will come home. Bounces in. Good block by Mora, and it helps him out as it's down the first base side, so we can just race it down and keep the runner Dion there. Ott needs a good pitch here. It can be a real wind out of your sails one, even with the breeze that has been going the opposite way. And he does get it. And it's strike 3, and he gets out of the inning, but not before. Jackson Raines sends a line drive over the left field fence, a 3-run shot to double up the lead. It is 6-0 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. CIU running out of time, and they still haven't gotten the offense firing out of the gate. They're still sputtering, trying to find some momentum, and they're running out of room to do it.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season. Top of the 7th inning. At the break, we will take a stretch.
Show us the at-bat.
But 3 outs to get there first. And the way that Ty Pangborn has been going, he has made quick work of this Rams offense that has struggled here in Kingsport so far, but certainly Pangborn doing them no favors. As he's posted back-to-back 3 up, 3 down innings after doing so before the 4th inning
where he gave up a walk and then got 3 outs around it. So 5 batters in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and then 3 in the fifth and sixth. So not a lot of chances to even put anybody on base for the Rams, as Pangborn, after the first 2 were balls, delivers a strike. Maddox Smith leading off. Kai Smith behind him, Quinn Jackson in the hole.
It's just unfortunate for CIU. You feel like the bats just haven't been ready to play in this when they've sort of disappeared here in Kingsport, and a difficult time to do so with so much on the line.
That one's fouled straight back over the press box. 2-2 the count. And got him swinging. It's a drop strike 3, so they'll throw down the first. But regardless, it is Maddox Smith who is retired. And yet another strikeout for Ty Pangborn on the day. And Kai Smith will come to the plate. That is his 12th of the game.
Get right up close on the bat.
Just absolutely dominant on the hill. And with a 6-run lead, you're at the point now where you might as well let him finish it off. You may want to stretch and toss some guys just in case, but I mean, just let him go until he gets into any sign of trouble. And right now, it doesn't seem like any's on the horizon.
Pangborn coming into the day had 48 strikeouts on the season, averaged 8.6 per game. But here he is, well above that, as he delivers a first pitch strike to Kai Smith, and Smith will await the second. And it's strike 2, 0-2 for the second of the consecutive Smiths in the order. The lefty Maddox has been retired on swinging strike 3. And the right-handed batter, Kai, is in an 0-2 hole with 1 away and nobody on. Lays off on the third pitch, and it's ball 1.
We're getting to that point of the game where CIU's playing just to win because this is win or go home, but Reinhardt maybe can try to play the strategy type of game, try to save some of their arms if they can for a potential next game tomorrow.
1-2 check swing, and he didn't go around. And so it's 2-2, and I think you're exactly right. If you can keep Pangborn in there and get Pangborn to go the distance and keep him cruising like he has been, making short work of these at-bats, keeping the game moving steadily, and you can only use one pitcher, you have a whole plethora of options that you can work with in your follow-up game tomorrow. So the count goes full as Pangborn having a bit of a battle with himself here to try to find the strike zone after the strong start that put him up 0-2.
Okay, follow the run.
Now a full count here to Kai Smith. And Smith will stay alive. He'll take it foul over where, that catches the wild spot right at the corner of the roof. And that went from what you would normally think, right, hitting the roof, kind of get a nice little bounce. That thing just ricocheted off. And a couple of the players warming up for game 2 all kind of gave a quick little jolt into alertness there as that goes skyward.
Show me the picture.
Morales calls off his pitcher and makes the grab for out number 2.
Getting close on the picture.
Kai Smith retired. Quinn Jackson to the plate for his third trip there.
And a scenario where you can save some of those arms, that can be really critical. As you get deeper into the tournament, it really becomes a war of attrition, just which team has enough fresh live bodies coming out of that pen to stay alive.
First pitch to Jackson will miss for ball 1. Yesterday, Logan Lynch took the loss, went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned. Picked up 7 strikeouts. Problem is for Lynch, he gave up 5 walks.
Get close on the batter, just keep going.
Riley Gaskins, Brock Weiss each came in, pitched at least an inning.
Zoom out again, give me a bit of a wider one.
but each of them giving up 2 runs in their outings. Gaskin 2 in 2 hits. Same in an inning and a third for Weiss. And then Carter Crumbly came in to round things out. Went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 walks, but not a run. And ended the game on the hill for Reinhardt in that 9-1 loss. 2-1 the count at the plate here for Jackson. And he'll swing at that, and he wanted more, and it's 2-2.
At this point in the game, you haven't gotten anything going. You just start to feel like who's going to be the guy to set things off for the Rams.
And if they get the out, follow him in.
Pangborn. Got him swinging. His 13th strikeout of the afternoon, second in this inning. And that retires the Rams. Guess what, folks? 1, 2, 3. 3 up, 3 down. And the Rams back defensively. Reinhardt trying to add to their 6-0 advantage as it's stretch time here at Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport. We go to the bottom of the 7th.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and Colin Ott returns to the hill. 3rd inning of work. Beg your pardon, this is his 4th inning of work. Came in the 4th. 3 runs came across. Posted a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. In the 6th, a 3-run shot by Jackson Rains has made it a 6-0 ball game. So here in the 7th, Ott trying to work against Miguel Salazar. He got him the ground out to 3rd in their only face-off, which came back in the 5th. Chopper back to him. Ott will get him the ground out again, and that's an easy underhand flick off to first. And it's out number 1.
Follow him as he walks past.
And up to this point, it's been an inning on, an inning off for Ott. He started things off giving up 3 runs in his first inning of work. Shut out the Eagles in that next one, then gave up 3 in that last inning. So he's hoping for an inning on or off, depending on your perspective here.
Well, in their only time facing off, Colors, who now steps into the batter's box, he struck out swinging, and that ended the 5th inning. So a second crack at trying to take advantage of Ott. 2 strikeouts on the day, and then reached base on a fielder's choice, but was caught stealing back in the 2nd for Colors. That's into the backstop and quickly behind here 0-2.
Show me the batter. Nice and close.
So tomorrow, the winner of this game, should it be Reinhardt and they don't surrender this lead, they will get the loser of Game 6, which is the next game up, which is Bryan and Milligan, which could, should Milligan prevail, give us a rematch of yesterday's game, which was the opener, where the Lions defeated Reinhardt 9-1, as Colors will ground back to the pitcher Ott, and a second consecutive 1-3 putout.
Okay, show me the new batter coming in.
The catcher, Ryan Stevens.
So Ryan Stevens, bottom of the order, he comes to the plate. Led off last inning. And he's technically only 0 for 1 because he's walked his way on board in the 2 previous before his ground to short to start last inning. A large part of why the starter, Campbell Denton, was given the gate early. A nice grab at short, a hard throw to try to make, and turning the body to try to get it there in time. It will not be on the mark. As a great diving play by Kai Smith, but trying to make that throw, there's very few that can, and you want a Jeter-esque level of cap off from that play, and just can't get it to work as it pulls right off the bag. And Stevens will get on board with a single and then come back to the dugout as he has on the 2 previous times that he's gotten to base in favor of Moore. So Moore, the pinch runner, came around to score on behalf of Stevens in that 4th inning. On the RBI sac fly out to right field by Chamley. 2 outs, 1 on. It's a 1-0 count here for the top of the order in Morales.
Now it was a good effort there by Kai Smith to keep that from reaching into the gap. As you said, such a difficult play to make.
And you got to think, if that does get through and it rolls, Stevens has a chance to try to turn it into a double. And so it just keeps the 1 bag alive. But you still have to worry about Moore, and we've already seen the speed on full display, and clearly Ott remembers it as he throws over to first. So at the plate, Morales has a 1-1 count. 2 outs and a man on board. In this, a 6-0 ball game, trying to post a follow-up scoreless half inning, as he did following the 3 runs that came across in the 4th, posted a 0 in the 5, then gave up 3 in the 6th. Trying to replicate here in the 7th.
Does look like we have another slight drizzle happening as well.
Okay, show me first.
We got too much sunlight there for that little bit when it came through. I mean, it got bright there. It felt like what it should be if there was no clouds in the sky, of how bright it was. And good thing they didn't turn the lights off, because we need them now.
I've said it's real Florida-esque weather.
You never know. I'll tell you what, if you live down in like Central Florida, right there in the Orlando area, I used to work down there. I'll tell you what, every day, 4 o'clock, storms. And we'd still play at 7. We had a turf infield, but, you know, that's... That's taken to the gap out between right and center. That's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to wave around Moore, and he's going to come in to score and make it a 7-0 ball game. And finally, it's back-to-back innings with a run scored for the Eagles, and they're up big, and it's 7-0.
And I think people are getting a chance to see just why Coach Brett Lindsey of Reinhardt wanted both Stevens and Morales in that lineup. Again, they were working in a timeshare at that catcher spot for all of last season and part of this season. But both of those guys so effective at the plate, you got to find a way to put them in the lineup at the same time. Great coaching decision by him to get them both in there.
Morales, the RBI double, makes it a 7-0 ball game. 7 runs on 9 hits, and pretty much the complete opposite for CIU. They are scoreless with only 1 hit in the ball game. And we know their offense has struggled. They struggled in game 1, even with some opportunities to try to get on board. But really, the catalyst to their struggles today has been their opposition in Pangborn and how well he has performed on the hill. That's popped out to right field, and a last-second adjustment has to go to the underhand grab, and it pops out of the glove, and a miscue that should have ended the inning. But instead, it will continue as Jackson just couldn't make the grab. And you saw there, he really couldn't get the read on it. he started to slow up and then had to accelerate, started to slow up and then accelerated again. And that forced him to have to quickly flip that palm to the sky and try to make the basket grab, and it doesn't pay off for him. So 2 outs and runners on the corners. And that'll bring up Rains, and right now Ott might be breaking into a cold sweat. Last time there were 2 on and Rains came to the plate, he went deep out to left field.
Extremely unfortunate there, the E9 for CIU. Wonder if the weather's becoming a factor.
Rains puts it over to third. Throw is in time. Better in the follow-up performance against Rains. But a run does still come across. And it's a 7-0 ball game as Reinhardt has continued to pull away, and the Rams still nothing to show for it, and they are running out of room on the scoreboard to try to make amends and stay alive here in Kingsport. To the 8th we go.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself. As the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century, Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
So as we go to the top of the 8th inning, it is a 7-0 ball game. 7 runs on 9 hits for Reinhardt. Just 1 hit for CIU, and that came all the way back in the first inning. Corbin Wright a single as the third batter. Runners on the corners. And then it was a wake-up call for Ty Pangborn, and he rattled off what was 8 straight strikeouts. The next 2 to end that inning. Back-to-back innings after that with 3 up, 3 down on K's. 3 straight now. He has retired 3 batters in a row. He's got 13 strikeouts on the, I said afternoon earlier, and we're still in the morning. We haven't even hit noon here. Just it's such a weird concept when you say good morning, right? You start a broadcast and working school day games or whatever, you always try to not slip up and say, good evening, everybody. Yeah, it's a 1-2 count here for Pangborn as he's pitching to Guthrie. Guthrie, a strikeout his first time up, then lined out to start the 5th inning. 1-2 for Pangborn. Guess what? 14th strikeout of the day. Averages just under 9 a game, and well, this performance has been anything but average. And he continues to just tear through this lineup. And it's 1 away.
Yeah, Pangborn absolutely sensational on the hill. Again, he was the fire starter for Reinhardt, helped them pick up momentum. They really rallied behind him, and he inspired all the belief in the world from them. A lot of the belief that CIU is starting to see fade away at this point.
1-0 count here to the second bat of the inning in Mora. And it's not been Mora's day. Well, it really hasn't been anybody's day in the navy and gold. The other navy and gold. I guess you can say the white with the navy and gold accents for Reinhardt today. But the navy jerseys of CIU, they have not had great days for anyone throughout the lineup, and it's been a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking for Mora. And now he finds himself a strike away from replicating that effort again. It's a 1-2 count with one away and nobody on here in the 8th inning. Pomnitz in the on-deck circle. He, too, like Mora before him, is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. That'll miss. It'll level the count 2-2. Slight shift in the wind there. We got a little breeze coming in. Two-two to Mora. Pangborn settles and delivers. Chopper over to third, fielded off the ground, thrown in time, and Aiden Robles, who comes in defensively over at first for Juan Morales, will make the grab, and it's out number 2.
Real unfortunate for CIU. Even to come up with this draw against the Reinhardt Eagles, this has been sort of a thorn in their side in their program's history. They have only beaten this Reinhardt program twice in 23 matchups.
Looking as though it will stay only 2 wins in what will be 24 matchups, provided a monumental shift in how this game is going over the next inning and a third. CIU will have one more crack at it after the Eagles record the final out of this inning, whenever it comes. 2-0 count, and that'll miss and make it 3-0. Here to Pomnitz. So he'll lay off more than likely to force Pangborn to put one across the plate. And he will. 3-1. Top of the 8th inning, 3-1 count, 2 outs. Pangborn comes home. And that ball goes into the morning sky, down that right field line, and right at the bullpen. And it'll drop in foul territory, and crashing into the fence is Colors. Lost the hat on the way there. Certainly has the Jets to make it playable, but just ran out of room. So a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's a chopper to short, fielded on the backhand. The throw is going to be close. Got it there in time. Picked out of the dirt by Robles. And a great play on the backhand snag and throw by Miguel Salazar. And it's a scoreless top of the 8th inning. And we go to the bottom of the frame, and Reinhardt looking to make it 3 straight innings with a run. And if they do so, they can put this game pretty much to bed. It's a 7-0 Eagles lead after the great defensive play to end the top of the 8th.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Krause Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
Well, Cannon Dorsey waiting no time as he's the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 8th inning. One pitch right as we come out of break, and he puts it to the outfield for a leadoff single. And he quickly gets on base before we can even realize what's happening. So Louis Dion will come to the plate now for the Eagles. And his side up 7-0, and the 8th run is aboard.
At this point, CIU is sort of at the mercy of Reinhardt's bats. If Reinhardt's able to score 3 runs here in the bottom of the 8th, then that will be the end of this one.
Throw over to first. Colin Ott working now in his 5th inning. All of the runs that have come across have been under his watch. For all the trouble that Campbell Denton has gotten into in the start of this game through the first 3, he was able to work out of it.
That's just back-to-back games. The bats for CIU just completely disappearing.
Ott's got his pitch. He'll come home. That's strike 1, and it's 1-1. That's chopped foul, so 1-2, he's out in front. Dion, the lefty, awaits with no outs and a runner on in front of him. Runner goes. That's swung on and missed, and it's strike 3, and Ott picks up a big strikeout here, but the runner does advance with a stolen base over in the scoring position. So retired is Dion. That'll bring up Sisson. And he's 0 for 3 with a trip to the first base with a hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. So an 0-1 count. They will finally update the live scoring. For a while there, they still had Denton, as that's popped out to right and the out is made for out number 2. So Ott officially does get his line. Maybe the pitch count a little off. I think when we looked last, Denton had 150-some pitches or something like that.
I mean, officially down for 153. just a shade off. Just a hair.
We talked about his pitch count rising. It did not rise that far.
Yeah, that would be medical attention, probably.
So 2 outs. And Salazar comes to the plate.
Reinhardt potentially down to their last out, their last opportunity to provide some insurance. Colin Ott trying to extend this one and give his Rams one last opportunity to put something on the board.
That'll miss low, and it's 2-0. Best that Salazar could do if he were to score in this situation from home, however it would come about, is make it a 9-run ball game. As he moonshots this out to right, catch is made, and it'll stay a 7-0 ball game. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Final 3 outs for the Rams. They haven't done much offensively, but they need that to change if they want to keep their stay in Kingsport alive. Final 3 outs, top of the 9th. We go.
What if you could have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Game here, they don't score 7 runs yet.
Say that again?
So it would be game if they don't score 7.
Leading off the center baseman, Daniel Segodi.
We go to the top of the 9th inning here at Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, which will host the hometown Axemen in the Appalachian League. Collegiate Summer League team here in a few weeks' time. Once school ends and you can start dishing out where the college guys are going to go to play over the summer. Top of the 7th, there's a different pitcher. Dawson Raddick has come in to finish out the game for Reinhardt. And, well, he goes almost the distance, does Ty Pangborn. But Raddick comes in, he gets out number 1. That's the job he has been asked to do. And he starts it off by retiring the leadoff man.
James Green.
As Jennings Green will come to the plate now.
I know selfishly Ty Pangborn was probably saying, hey, give me a chance to finish it off. I've come this far.
Raddick delivers a first pitch strike, and he's got that submarine pitch. Drop in with the right and then scoop it across the plate, and that's what works there for strike number 1 here in at bat number 2. Trying to close this out and let Milligan and Bryan come onto the field and start warming up for game 2 and the first game of the winner's bracket on the day. Montreat and Johnson, they'll be the nightcap to round out day number 2. Chopper to first. That's a hot one. Fielded by Robles. He easily touches the bag. It's an unassisted out over at first. And it's 2 away. Down to their final out are the Rams.
2 games in a row, CIU appeared game early on. That's just disappearing and going cold on them as it continued. It's shaping up to be the story of their stay here in Kingsport.
So Corbin Wright, he is the only hit of the ball game for this Rams side. It came all the way back in the first inning. That's how things have gone for them today. But he's in here with the final out and a strike against him. Raddick delivers, and he'll rip that out to right field. Going to be a tough play. Running in, making the grab is Collins, and that'll do it. Reinhardt sends the Rams back home. Their stay in Kingsport comes to an end, and the Eagles live on to play on day 3 as they win it 7-0 here and stay alive to kick off day number 2 here at the AAC baseball tournament. That was a stellar performance by Ty Pangborn, even with the home runs and all the scoring. Pangborn easily player of the game in this one. He had an incredible outing. Raddick comes in and finishes it off through 3 batters in the 9th inning. Closer does his job, and that closes the season for CIU. Coming up in just a little bit, we hope you can join us for that one. Game 2 of 4 in day 2 of the AAC baseball tournament.
It's the Bryan College Lions taking on the number 1 seeded Buffaloes of Milligan. They will take to the field in due time, but for now, if you joined us for this one and not joining us for the rest of the day, we'll say so long. On behalf of our entire crew, Lorenzo Robinson, I'm Mark Shelley, bidding you a very pleasant adieu.
12 runners left on base.